arguably the game of round 5. Welcome to Telstra Stadium on a beautiful April Saturday night for a clash between two form sides. Here is the home side. They are 1 through 17. The three-quarter line is El Masri, Millard, Tonga and Cutler, but it's the forward pack that is their strength, with Marco Mealy returning from suspension to join Mason, Ryan and company up front. The coach is Steve Folkes. The visiting and unbeaten Manly Warringah are also, as per the program. They're still without Menzies, Orford and Matai. Brent Kite is the captain of an underrated forward pack. Their bench is Holden, Hall, Rose and Bryant. The coach is Des Hasler.
Wait for a cue.
Our referee is Paul Simpkins in his 264th first grade game. And we are underway. It's the Dogs running right to left on your screen for the opening 40 minutes, and Marco Mealy back from a week's suspension as the first man to touch the footy. Andy Raymond along with Greg Alexander as Sonny Bill slips it out the back, taken by Daryl Millard, who really isn't able to promote the ball any further, still within their own 20-metre line. Great test for this Manly defence early on. It's O'Mealy for the second time in this set. Mason forward, showing a little bit of respect and a bit of latitude from the Manly line. They didn't rush the big man. Open side they come to Roberts, who reached it back centre field. A great kick finding neutral ground and really making the winger there in Michael Robinson chase and chase hard across the ground, allowing the chasing team so many more metres.
Oh, some great clashes, great matchups tonight, isn't there? Clayton King up against Mason and O'Mealy as we see the first penalty of the match blowing behind. Marker's not square.
A gift penalty for the Sea Eagles, who will start their first attacking set on the 40-metre line of the Dogs. Here is King. Bumps into O'Mealy. Sonny Bill Williams is there too. And all over Jason King. Open side, Watmo. Nicely around the legs was Rennie Matua. They are 22 metres out from the try line. A penalty. And a penalty to the Dogs. A roll ball infringement. We've seen enough of them over the first 4 weeks. The Eagles guilty here in the early minutes.
Anthony Watmo, the man there. Let's just have a look at it. Well, probably could have got his foot a little close to the ball.
Precedent has been set. You just will not get away with it in 07. Andrew Ryan, as he does so well on this left-hand fringe. Normally with Willie Tonga on his outside. That is Tonga with the football now, courtesy of Daniel Holdsworth. So after the first penalty of the night in favour of the Eagles, they are now forced to absorb the pressure as Roberts takes it to the line to link up with Matua. Rennie looked behind him, had the right arm free, just couldn't get the ball loose as Luke Patton goes through the middle. Had Mason in support and is brought down. Centre field, 11 metres out. This is the last tackle from Hughes. It goes to Roberts. Sloppy pick-up. Knock on there.
Change over in here, boys. 10 metres.
Poor execution from the Dogs. Daryl Millard spilling it. Disappointing end to a promising set.
Bit lost at dummy half then, Corey Hughes. He didn't know where Ben Roberts was placed. He was looking out the left. Roberts was out the right. He wanted the ball. Didn't get it quick enough. Then it was a rush pass out to Millard. The Dogs turning it over.
Here's Kite. Bumps into the Dogs of War. On the 20-metre line, centre field. Glenn Stewart. Off to Steve Bell. Went to the line before offloading. Drew in a few defenders. It was good football from Stewart. And the penalty now in favour of Manly Warringah. Penalties 2-1 inside 4 minutes. So Paul Simpkins isn't going to take any of it from either of these two sides. He himself laying down his authority in the opening couple. When the Eagles restart play, the First man always to put his hand up to take the ball forward into the structured line is Jason King. Luke Williamson grabbing a crossfield. Finds himself in the starting lineup, but Stephen Menzies out with a groin injury. Well-weighted little kick.
Yeah, the idea was right there from Michael Monaghan, who has been outstanding in recent weeks, filling in for Matt Orford. Almost getting that ball to stay in goal. Michael Robertson all over it. And certainly would have been a repeat set as O'Mealy picks up a flat runner.
And did well just playing a little bit of footy before the line. Patton trying to find someone offside. Anyone would have done. Slow play the ball gives the Manly defensive line the chance to reset as we go out to Sonny Bill Williams. He gets the ball onto Millard. Had El Masri on his outside but stepped off the right boot. Is brought down 30 metres out from the try line. Crossfield, one pass. They link up with Mason. To Holdsworth. Grubber sits up awkwardly. It looked like it was going to be delivered straight to Chris Hicks. He fumbled.
In the flop, mate. He's already tackled.
Michael Monaghan cleaned up, and another penalty to Manly for flopping. Awkward-looking kick, Greg.
Yeah, nice kick. Awkward bounce for the Manly side, but that's a couple of times now that the Bulldogs have let Manly off the hook and haven't made them work it out of their own end. They've been able to put it out and start off a tap restart. Last set, Sonny Bill Williams looked dangerous on the right-hand side, and that could be a real problem for the Eagles. The second phase play of the Bulldogs. Sonny Bill and Willie Mason getting 10 offloads between the both of them last week.
Quite often that's a stat that can be misinterpreted. You can have a lot of offloads, but if they're poor, it counts for little. Those offloads from Mason and Sonny Bill Williams, they were first class last week against the Rabbitohs. As the ball goes to Jamie Lyon, he's given no chance whatsoever. A three-man Bulldogs tackle brings him to ground just inside Bulldogs territory. And here is Watmo. Not a lot of him. Anthony Watmo, but geez, he's wholehearted, isn't he? Up it goes. It's a big one too. The referee is down. Paul Simpkins hits the deck. Ball going out of bounds. Now, veteran referee in 264 games. He's back to his feet.
Did well, Travis Burns, didn't he? Had to contend not only with the Bulldogs players, but the referee. Came up with the ball, and if the last kick had have been a couple of metres short of it, the Manly side is O'Mealy. Good offload to Rennie Matua.
Rennie Matua was lassoed in by Anthony Watmo. Hughes. Now Sonny Bill. Again had the right arm free. Look, he carries it like a tennis ball. Crossfield, they are searching Ryan, heading back to the centre. Gets inside the 30. They are centre field on tackle for the Bulldogs. Holdsworth and Roberts are on this right-hand side. That's the way they come to Willie Tonga. Was it high? The Dogs think so. The referee doesn't agree. This is the last tackle. Up we go. Now a test for the visitors. And don't they do well? Michael Robertson it is. Had the challenger Sonny Bill Williams. Positioned himself well, and his body positioning is what kept him the ball. Now this is where the Dogs are good. They are keeping the Eagles deep in their own territory. They are charging up, and charging up as one. Watmo breaks the line. O'Mealy tried to put the big shot on. So too Williams.
Oh, great run. Great play the ball too. Gave Manly some time to get a kick away. They'd only gone 15 metres, and the ball has found the line too. Just inside the field of play.
Manly Seagulls are wearing black armbands tonight in memory of 16-year-old Danica Clark, who died following an accident near her Terrigal home last Monday. Danica was the daughter of Seagulls SG ball coach Tony and his wife Kerry, assisted a 13-year-old Bianca and 14-year-old Nathan. Eagles wearing the black armbands on behalf of the club and the rugby league community in general.
Get in there.
Our thoughts and prayers are most certainly with you.
Out.
Hatton, crossfield, was an easy target there for Jamie Lyon. Monahan had the inside covered. It was fumbled by the Dogs. The advantage was played. And the penalty goes to the home side, much to the delight of the partisan crowd.
Well, that last Dogs set in defence was exactly what we were talking about, them aiming up. They've given Manly a couple of free runs out of their own half with penalties. As O'Mealy throws it back to Hughes. Hughes can't handle the ball and Manly come up with it. That's a mistake on tackle one.
A massive mistake. The Bulldogs' completion rate 4 from 6. That is not what Steve Folkes was looking for in great field position. Here is King. O'Mealy just trying to get some second phase footy going. He was about to end up on his melon. Tried to sneak it back to Hughes, who just wasn't expecting the pass. This is Stephen Bell breaking the initial line. Tosses O'Mealy off. The bearded Chris Hicks trying to find space through the middle. They come back to this near side from Burns. A grubber. It's going to have too much on it. Stephen Bell challenges Luke Patton very close to the in-goal line. Good pressure applied by Manly. Steve Folkes not a happy camper at the moment. That chewing gum's going to get a workout tonight, isn't it?
Good skill there by Luke Patton, just waiting. And it's a skill that all fullbacks have to have these days. You don't want to have to touch the ball, knock it dead if you don't have to. That kick always looked like it was going to go dead. Luke Patton doing a good job shepherding it over the dead ball line with Steve Bellis. The Dogs cough it up again on tackle one.
Steve Folkes is going to be headbutting the glass. He's looking out and seeing this nightmare, should I say, happen in front of him. Sonny Bill Williams spilling the ball on one. Here go the Eagles. Monahan over the top. Great hands from the Sea Eagles. And Michael Robertson scores the first try of the evening. The equation is a simple one. It was numbers on that left-hand side. If you're going to keep making mistakes and handing the football over, this Manly side will put some points on you.
Sonny Bill Williams, great tackle there by Michael Monahan. He was their man in. He had Sonny Bill going sideways. Monahan involved in the play again. Terrific pick up by Michael Robertson. Monahan could see that they had the numbers, just needed to get the ball out there. Ben Roberts coming up. Caught in no man's land. And Robertson on the move, picking the ball up around his toes. And the Bulldogs turning the ball over on tackle one in the last 2 times they handled the ball. And while we did say that second phase play could hurt the Manly defence tonight, it also offers an opportunity when you've got players that do like to offload the ball, particularly in traffic. And that time, Sonny Bill Williams in no position to pass the ball, but great defence by Monahan.
2 from 3 last week against the Warriors. Has 13 for the season, Jamie Lyon. It's coming back, not enough. Hits the upright. The scoreline after 13 minutes, Manly were into 4, the Bulldogs 0. 2 very easy turnovers from the Bulldogs gave field position to the Sea Eagles. The messages, no doubt, with trainers running on and off the field at regular intervals, would have already gone out from that man. Hold the footy. Here is King again with a little bit of confidence, a spring in the step. O'Mealy, Ryan and Hughes are there. Big collision on the first. Glenn Stewart breaks past Holdsworth. Couldn't get past Tonga. Ryan came over the top. From dummy half, Matty Ballin. Made some good metres there. Travis Burns now slips into dummy half, scoots out. Tried to put the step on Mark O'Mealy, couldn't get by. Monahan brings it back around the ruck into Stewart. Now onto Bell. Bell beats Patton, loses his footing. Is someone going to stop him? They didn't have to. The Bulldogs have the ball. Amazingly. Des Hasler's unsure what's just transpired. Steve Folkes is scratching his head. I think so too at 26 players.
Oh, great ball. Michael Monahan doing the work again. Glenn Stewart involved.
10 metres, ready?
An ankle tap by one of the Bulldogs players saw Bell on his back and surrounded in support. There was only Manly players around him, and Glenn Stewart just couldn't hang on to it. All he had to do was catch the ball, and he was over the line as the Dogs almost turned it over again on tackle one.
Could have been a disaster there. Miller stretching out to hold that footing. Williams is upended by Kite. Lyon is there too. Cutler, short side to Rennie Matua. Will he be one of the 17 named to represent the country next Friday night in Brisbane? El Masri. O'Mealy. And into Stewart. Glenn Stewart with a dominant tackle there, assisted by Jason King. Holdsworth gets a rush kick onto it. And at the moment, Gregor, look, I know we're only 16 minutes in, but they're dropping the ball and playing with very little fluency at the moment, the Dogs.
Takes a bit of time too. The Bulldogs are just starting to get back into it, but you lose the ball back-to-back on back-to-back sets on tackle one. It places your defence under all sorts of pressure. The Dogs trying to get themselves back in the game. That was a poor set, poor kick. And Manly back inside the Bulldogs half of the field.
Look at the missed tackles. 13 already from the Dogs. There's another two as Bell snuck through. Last tackle, a gain of 47 metres. Burns. Just too much on it from young Travis. The idea was right. Execution not so.
Yeah, look, you can see Desi Hasler's face because he knows the Dogs are under the pump. They're under the pump, and a good kick then would have seen the Dogs have to work it out from that corner. Or at worst, a repeat set. He knows that there's another try in Manly round the corner. They just have to control possession, get a good kick away at the end of their sets.
In their win over South Sydney last week, 34 points to 10, the Bulldogs missed just 29 tackles in total. They've missed 15 already, and that is another horrible turnover. And to compound the problem, a penalty.
Well, that's tackle two. The Manly should keep the pressure on, and they are. Corey Hughes out of dummy half. That's a terrible pass.
I say Ballon uses King. They are 10 metres out, and the opportunity to put some more points on the Bulldogs, who came into this game as favourite. Brett Stewart, he is brought down. A strong, dominant tackle. Trent Cutler holding on for what seemed an eternity. Burns off the left foot. Tried to rush his way to the line between the posts. Ballon gets it out quickly. Good service. Lyon spills it. Good pressure applied from the Bulldogs. It was Daryl Millard racing up on Jamie Lyon.
I think Michael Monahan was looking for a player out the back there. It was 2-on-2. Probably looking for his fullback, Brett Stewart. Lyon was always going to be covered by Millard. Monahan threw the pass anyway.
Form up, boys.
But certainly a man out the back there would have been all sorts of trouble for the Dogs.
Have a look at possession. That's why the scoreline is what it is, 4 points to 0. Most of the footy has been in the hands of the Sea Eagles. They've had double the use, as a matter of fact, as far as completed sets go. 5 from 9. Work in progress, very much so. Can we see out the set? This time for the Dogs, Willie Tonga goes back to retrieve the football. Looked at Cutler on the inside, decided against using the offload. That's tackle number 4 as Mark O'Mealy gets a rest. Mark O'Mealy gets a rest. Chris Armott comes onto the field, the former Parramatta junior, as the Dogs receive a penalty, and that is a monster kick downfield. The touchy's still running. He pulls up 18 metres short of the try line, and here come the Dogs. Mason inside the 10. Short on the right, the Seagulls, if the Dogs are fast enough, if they're good enough. Matua. Put down a good solid tackle, Monahan there along with King. Hughes. A couple of decoys, links with Holdsworth, now to Ryan. Over the top of Cutler, nowhere to go for the wing 3-quarter. Runs infield, takes it to ground. Almost submitting in the tackle there, Trent Cutler. He knew there was nothing on. Holdsworth, the run around, a hit of a Shepherd. Players allowed to continue. The Bulldogs stacking the short side. That's the way they go. Roberts ahead, taken by Stewart, but rebounds into the arms of Rennie Matua, and another set. El Masri to Roberts, to Williams. Not a lot of room for Sonny Bill to move. 4 points to 0. That's where we're at the moment. That ball's forward. Just tackle number 2 for the Bulldogs. Another incomplete set.
Ben Roberts looking to get to the middle of the field. They were bunched down in that corner. Well, he's called it forward.
Was it forward, Brandy,
well,
in your opinion?
I wouldn't have been disappointed if he had to just let things go.
Well, sort it out, boys.
I thought the ball looked flat, but that's twice now on tackle 1. Twice on tackle 2, the Dogs have turned it over. As Manly work it out through Chris Hicks.
Manly making a double interchange. Jason King is headed for a spell. Onto the field comes Big Georgie Rose. Knock on from the Bulldogs.
Oh, they're going to get away with it, Manly there. Glenn Stewart pushing the pass. Touching a Bulldog's hand.
Plenty of talk on both sides, and that's normally a pretty good indicator of mindset and communication on the field. Here's line from the scrum. 22 minutes in. 4-0 the scoreline. We hope you're enjoying it live around Australia on Fox Sports, your home of sports in 2007. Here is George Rose with his first possession of the night. Bends the line. Tackle just short of halfway. Glenn Stewart runs into opposing 12 Andrew Ryan. Also there was Corey Hughes. Brent Kite gets a rest. The captain, Mark Bryant, is onto the football field. Monahan did well to get down there quickly on Patton. Wrapped up in a good tackle. It was Ballin again.
That's all the Dogs are thinking now after limited possession and making so many mistakes with the limited possession that they've had. They just want to get to the 5th tackle. They just want to get a kick away, a good kick. They need the ball to hit the ground. They don't need Manly coming back into their own half after tackle 1 or 2 as Mason rips it forward over the halfway line.
And it is penalty Dogs. Glenn Stewart, he's the man questioned there, just hanging on a little too long.
Was he, or did Willie just try and play the ball too quick?
I think there's a little bit of both in that, to be honest. For all the penalties. Andrew Ryan just settles things down for the Dogs. Has that demeanour on and off the field. Very laid back. laid back at the moment is Chris Ahmed. Can't believe what we're seeing from the Bulldogs here.
Well, you can hear Steve Folkes' comments after the game if they do go on to lose this one. How are you expected to win the football game when you turn the ball over 5 times without getting to tackle 3?
Jamie Lyon is ridden to the ground by an unorthodox tackle from Ben Roberts. Here is Rose. Yet again, his second touch of the footy. Chris Ahmed in 17 effecting the tackle, and no doubt pretty keen to make several tackles in a row after spilling the pill as he just did.
Oh, you got to get there? No.
I guess the only good news so far for you Bulldogs fans is that while the side has played very average football, you're only down by 4 points. The Eagles turning it over. Is that a concern for Des Hasler at the moment, Greg? They've had 54% of possession. They've had twice as many completed sets almost as the Bulldogs, yet they're only leading by 4.
Well, I think, Desi, look, they've made their own mistakes in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Sonny Bill breaks a tackle there of Monahan. And he would be disappointed the fact that they haven't scored another try on the back of the possession they have had.
Chris Ahmed had 2 goes at that. The Coca-Cola Stephen was not going anywhere. Left side, come the Bulldogs, holds to it, flicks it out, good hand shown by Patton, and he spilt it forward.
Hand off the ball, Trent.
A couple of little quiet words to himself, most of them containing 4 letters, Luke Patton there.
Stand, Corey!
8 of 15 is the completion rate for the Bulldogs, and of those 8, it suggests 6 of them have been tackle 1 or tackle 2.
Which makes a mile of difference. If you turn the ball over on tackle 4 or 5, sometimes you can get away with that, but turning it over 5 times on tackle 1 or 2 places an enormous amount of pressure on your defensive line. And also, what will the Bulldogs have at the back end of the game if it is a close one and it comes down to the wire?
Indication of how tired the Dogs are. Look at the forwards there, lumbering back. They're a big group of forwards anyway. They are all wandering back now, just starting to get into position. They are being turned around. The defensive work starting to take its toll. Upended there was El Masri. 27 minutes gone, 4-0 is the scoreline. It hasn't been overly pretty to watch at Telstra Stadium, but 4 points is the difference. Are we set for another thriller between these 2 famous clubs? Gee, the 12 forwards out there on the park at the moment will appreciate the kicker. Ben Roberts going into touch there. He got a bit of it on the left boot too, didn't he, the little number 7?
Yeah, good kick by Ben Roberts. It'll force Manly to work it out of their own end. The Bulldogs will be mindful not to give a penalty away and give Manly some cheap meters.
Corey Hughes is off the park. As you can see, Dallas McElwain in 14 is on and filling in. That dummy half and hooking roll. Monahan gets the ball on the right-hand side to Glenn Stewart, who is in a beard-growing contest for charity with Chris Hicks. Very little separates at the moment. 2 very impressive growths. There's Stewart's. And Hicksy, the winger, with the beard and the tape wrap around the head. Old style, Chris Hicks. .16 going forward once again is Jordan Rose. Played in every game for Des Hasler so far in 07. Masri into line. Robinson is there too.
They've been strong on the left-hand side, the Manly defenders. Jamie Lyon. Outside Michael Monahan, who's outside Anthony Watmo. Big job for Sonny Bill. gets an offload before the line, but that's the man that they've handled so far down that right-hand side.
Sonny Bill now creeping over to this left-hand side. That's the way they go. Holdsworth that went to Tonga. Sonny Bill wanted to get close to the action and got so close he tripped over his teammate. Here's Mason. Socks down, Big Willie. Holdsworth under pressure from Travis Burns, and as a result the kick goes straight down to Brett Stewart. That's a young Brett been in great form early on in 07. Kane Cleal is on for Rennie Mature. Kane, former Manly Sea-Eagle. His father, Noel Crusher Cleal, still linked with the club. So an emotional night for the Cleal family, and young Kane will want to put a few bruises on some of his mates tonight. Chris Hicks caught behind Stephen Bell. A little bit of confusion there for the Sea-Eagles, losing them a couple of metres. Mark Bryant. 33 metres, so the Dogs just containing the Sea-Eagles a little bit more in that set of 6. Ball looked like it was going over the head of Hazem El Masri, who showed plenty of pace and a good set of hands to reel it in. Here is Rennie walking back, making a long walk back to the Dogs. Bench just on the sideline, and while Rennie takes a seat, the ogre Mark O'Mealy gets to his feet. He's about to be reintroduced into this football game. Maybe at the expense of this man, Willie Mason, who beats one, can't beat the second. Offloads to Roberts, who tries to put a step on his opposing number, Michael Monaghan. Back away. Pops it over the top. Into touch it goes. Just the one try. It's Des Hasler. Chats to his training staff on the sideline. Delivering instructions. Jeff Toothy won't be too far away as the captain, Brent Kite, prepares himself for action again. Saw Mark O'Mealy in the background. Wealth of talent in the front row as selectors prepare to finalise 17 men that will represent our country next Friday night. Good ball from Jamie Lyon. It went to Michael Robertson. One further to Rose. Just a little tip on from the former Canberra Raider. Ballon, who's been through a heap of work defensively. Stewart can't get rid of Cutler. Two little welterweights wrestling there. Hicks links up with Stewart. Oh, just a little high there was Kane Cleal. And you can hear there's plenty going on out there directed at Kane Cleal from his former teammates.
Yeah, just crept up a little bit high. This will give Manly an opportunity that they haven't had in the last 10 minutes. The Bulldogs have had better field position, haven't been able to do much on the back of it. Manly's defensive line has been outstanding again. The speed of their line has been impressive. They haven't allowed the Bulldogs to get any go forward. As we come into the last 7 minutes of this first half.
Well, it's a big shoulder there from Tonga. Already falling to his feet was Bryant in the Kane Cleal tackle. Williamson crabs the crossfield. McElwain. It was an easy target for the Bulldogs, number 14. Centre field, just tackle free. They already lead by 4 points. Stewart unloads. He finds Lyon, who circles back around. This is Burns, and a penalty for obstruction.
He's collided with 2 defenders. Collision with 2 defenders.
Michael Monaghan arguing the point. He said that Jamie Lyon had passed the ball. There was a hint of a shepherd there, an obstruction. Jamie Lyon heads back infield after that pass. Who's he run behind? He passed the ball.
Paul Simpkins basically admitted to Michael Monahan, no, he didn't run behind anyone. However,
Oh, that's a super kick.
there were two players in the defensive line that were taken out by decoy runners.
Okay, so he's pulled up the players that have run through on the first play with Brett Stewart.
No, the second play, despite the fact no one actually ran behind, the ball was passed.
Stretch that. That was a stretch.
Here is O'Mealy. Another huge kick for touch. Just takes the pressure off the big man and the working meters that are required in that centre third of the field.
Well, that's been the highlight for the Dogs so far this half. Two great kicks by Daniel Holdsworth.
It's not much to put on the halftime report card, but Daniel Holdsworth, you have ticked those boxes. Here is Sonny Bill. Brought to the ground. Hasn't had a huge impact on this game. There's still plenty of time remaining for the superstars to shine. Ryan flicks it over the top into the hands of Tonga. Willie Tonga. A little bit of Harlem Globetrotter stuff going on in the fifth and final tackle here. An awkward and rushed kick. Michael Robinson fields the ball, is wrestled to the ground by Dallas McElwain. And maybe the easiest way to sum up this Bulldogs performance, as the Dogs get the ball back, it's un-Bulldog-like. That could be about to change. McElwain! The Dogs are in! Just when you think they're gone, they strike. What a confidence boost inside a couple of minutes before half-time. 4-4 is the scoreline. There has been absolutely nothing positive to come from their general play in the last 34 and a half minutes.
Watmo, the man, and surely he didn't try and pass that ball there, but the ball has come out the back of his hands. The Bulldogs have been able to come with it. They were stretched out to the right there. No one thought about Dallas McElwain. A little dummy and up the middle. And on the back of what has been, at best, a woeful first half of football by the Bulldogs, very likely that they'll go in at the halftime break with a 6-4 lead.
Amazingly. We had the perfect scorecard last week. It has them. It is 6-4 in favour of the Dogs. And finally, the blue and white flags fly high here at Telstra. They've been sitting under the seats for the last 30-odd minutes. Big Willie still finding plenty to talk about. Oh, he loves it. He just saw himself on the big screen. He gets a smile from ear to ear. Big Willie will undoubtedly be awarded that in the unofficial awards at the end of 07, the player most likely to check himself out in profile on the big screen at Telstra Stadium. Patton takes it and takes it safely, offloads. Solid stuff on Ahmed. Good tackle there by Stewart and Bryant. Just checking out Willie Mason's numbers too. They have been exceptional. 11 hit-ups, 8 tackles. Andrew Ryan, 22 tackles in this first half on this left fringe. Indication of where Manly has directed much of their traffic. Say a lot of things about Big Willie. He's passionate about what he does, and you ask those around him, a great club man, a great bloke to have around. Still inspiring his troops from the sideline with less than 2 minutes remaining before half-time. Andrew Ryan, that's tackle 23 for the evening.
Well, that was their best set of the half, the Bulldogs. Got up near halfway off the kick-off. A big hit by O'Mealy, and it's going to force a scrum.
Look at the Dogs. They're racing to make a formation. Luke Patton's in the second row with Sonny Bill Williams. Mark O'Mealy. Mark O'Mealy packed in as a breakaway.
They had 10 in the scrum then.
Okay, for you Manly fans watching live around Australia on Super Saturday, this is going to be a tense 83 seconds before half-time.
On the whistle.
For you Doggies fans, get on the edge of your seat because here they come. Patton takes it to the line. Puts his nose through inside the 10 metres. Average service from the centre. Sonny Bill Williams back to O'Mealy. On to Ryan. They keep the ball going. There are 6. Manly were in the defenders there to stop Chris Ahmed. McElwain off to Holdsworth. Short ball to Sonny Bill Williams. He's tossed up and slammed down. He loses the football. Is that it for the 40 minutes? Sonny Bill holding his knee.
He's in the ruck. Got a 0 tackle. Move it over. Hold the ball.
Big contact there from Lyon and Monahan.
Well, they've done a terrific job on Sonny Bill. I know he has floated out on the left-hand side towards the latter part of this second half, but anytime he's hit the ball up on the right, Monahan and Lyon have more than handled it.
Here's Williamson. Sonny Bill back to his feet. He is A-OK. Steve Bell. Tackle going nowhere. There is Sonny Bill. What a week it's been for Sonny Bill too. A little bit of very public cross-training. His mind's on footy at the moment as El Nasri ropes in. Headlocks Monahan to the ground. Good bad shove by Jamie Lyon. The ball went on to Michael Robertson, and that is enough for this first half here at Telstra Stadium. After 40 minutes, it is the Bulldogs 6, the Sea Eagles 4. And we are ready to go. Second half action on Super Saturday. A shorter kickoff, looking for the bounce. And the Dogs almost get it. Ballon was smashed into just short of the 20-metre line. Off Sonny Bill Williams, bounces Brent Kite. Williams playing at the ball, he got it. And the ruling is knock on Manly. Bulldogs scrum feed. The way Sonny Bill's come out in the first couple of minutes, he has received an all-time spray at half-time.
Yeah, Sonny Bill made an effort at the ball. Manly players were unhappy and thought that the scrum should have gone to them, but Sonny Bill hit the arm of Watmo, and that's dislodged the ball. Willie Tonga trying to get that left foot step going on Steve Bell, but wrapped up by him and Travis Burns.
Inside ball to Kane Cleal, upended by the entire front row, as a matter of fact. King, Ballon and Kite, they were all there. O'Mealy before the line to Williams! The Dogs are in! The Dogs are in after 70 seconds of the second half. The fans stand up as one. It's a big 10-4.
What a start in the second half. Sonny Bill coming up with that effort on Anthony Watmo, dislodging the ball. The Dogs coming up. What a bonus it is to have front rowers that can pass the ball before the line. Sonny Bill hit the hole and over the top of Brett Stewart. O'Mealy, great little ball there. Sonny Bill outside in run. It's going to be hard to stop that from there. Sonny Bill. Brett Stewart could only get an arm to him. And the Dogs fired up.
What about the delivery from Big Mark O'Mealy to that man Sonny Bill, who collects his first for the season? Mark O'Mealy is a guy that we normally associate the ogre with, just head down, bum up, hard stuff. Nice little touch just before the line, and it's really putting your body on the line. You're drawing in 2 defenders, Greg. Only one thing's going to happen. You're going to get smashed, but as you've just seen, you take it for the team. You get the 4 points.
Well, it's not something you expect the front rowers to do, and if they do pre-offload, they tend to do it 2 or 3 metres before the defensive liners has them. Another good strike.
12 points to 4 in favour of the Bulldogs.
And what an opening minute for Sonny Bill. Out of marker there. had a play at the ball, but got the arms of Anthony Watmo. He dropped the ball, and then O'Mealy to the line, offload as he hit the line, and Sonny Bill hitting the hole, and isn't he happy about it? It was a disappointing first half, not just for Sonny Bill, but for the whole Bulldog pack and side.
Very high restart, giving the Manly chasing team a good chance to get down in the face of the Dogs. And it was Mark O'Mealy who set up the last try. First carry back. Here is his front row partner in crime for the time being, Chris Armott. Bulldogs bench at the moment is Corey Hughes, Willie Mason, Rennie Matua and Nick Cooperitsis. Short side, operating through Cleo. Jamie Lyon, some tough stuff there between two very good mates, Cleo and Lyon. Roberts. A poor kick from young Ben going straight to Brett Stewart at the back. Ben Roberts in on the tackle there, Greg, by his own admission and the frank admission of his coach. Ben's form has been indifferent in the opening 4 rounds. An indication of how much confidence Steve Folkes has in him, that Brent Sherwin is still playing Premier League and is playing well.
Well, there's nothing like a bit of pressure within a club. Steve Folkes has given Ben Roberts an opportunity to cement that halfback position. And certainly a talented runner of the football. Probably don't see him do it enough. Bulldogs players calling for an obstruction there.
Michael Monaghan wraps round the ruck, pops it through. Luke Patton watches it going to touch. He shadowed it into touch without actually getting a foot on the ball. So plenty of patience shown by the Bulldogs #1. Like the way Michael Monaghan plays his footy. He's had his ups and downs and plenty of speculation about the direction of his career and where he's playing over the course of the last couple of years. He gets in, he plays it tough.
Well, what a luxury the Manly side have. Matt Orford, their number 7. And much of the spark for the Manly attack, him being on the sidelines, being able to slot a player like Michael Monaghan into the halfback job. He's been fantastic in the Seagulls. 4 wins they've had so far this season.
Not only Matt Orford on the sideline, Greg, also got to remember Manly are without Steve Menzies until round 8 and Steve Matai, who might be back as early as next week. So 3 key injuries for the Seagulls. For the Bulldogs, everyone available. Now there's some pressure on Stewart. Somehow Brett Stewart has stayed in the field of play. That is exceptional work.
How he didn't go out then or end up in the in-goal area is beyond me. The Bulldogs, a lovely little kick there by Ben Roberts, sat perfectly in the corner.
This is going to be a demolition derby as O'Mealy and King go shoulder to shoulder. Mark O'Mealy lined that one up from a couple of metres away.
No one marking your offside.
And now a penalty. And the timing is right there for the Seagulls. What about that, O'Mealy on King? At 230, 240 odd kilos, and whack.
Sort of stuff we highlighted before the match. Mark O'Mealy leading from the front when it comes to defence so far this season. In fact, the game against the Titans, O'Mealy came up with a couple of big hits that led directly to Bulldogs tries. And it was their defence against South Sydney that really forced some mistakes and saw them rack up plenty of points against the Bunnies.
He's a tall number 9 as Matt Ballard, but despite the fact that he's reaching down a lot further, delivering great service from that dummy half. Good, crisp, clean and quick passes to his first and only receivers. Trying to find somewhere to go is Jamie Lyon. Mate, Kane Clearless there, gives him a push. Silly stuff from Kane.
He's held, he'll come straight across, take him back down. Wait, mark there.
Quick restart from the Seagulls. They know at this point in time, even with over half an hour remaining, that 2 points is not going to get them anywhere near the Bulldogs' final scoring. There'll be a few more tries yet. Burns and Crossfield. Glenn Stewart with a footy. Ballon inside to Kite. A nice sleight of hand by the number 9. An awkward pick up back there to Brett Stewart. Gets it onto Michael Monaghan. Fakes the kick, then kicks. El Masri makes a meal of it. The Sea Eagles are going to score. Oh, that was ugly from the Bulldogs. Fortunate for the Eagles. And it is 12 points to 8.
Penalty up the other end of the field. Poor marker defence, then a fifth tackle penalty as Jamie Lyon still down on the ground there by Kane Quill on that man. El Masri couldn't pick up the bouncing ball. Hicks there inside. Monaghan kicking early in the tackle count. Lyon read it well.
Good result for Chris Hicks, just his second try of 2007. The bearded winger. 67 in an established career. And Jamie Lyon with the chance to get this back to a 2-point game. Still over half an hour of footy remaining. A double change made by Steve Folkes. A front row change, O'Mealy and Armand are off. Willie Mason heading back into battle. The kick for Lyon. Not a difficult one for a good kicker. And he has no problem with it. Back to a 2-point game. 12 plays 10, 30 minutes remain. Seems Steve Menzies, Steve Maddai and the boys having a lot of fun on the sidelines. Their teammates out on the field, they know they're in a war.
Well, after a great start to the second half, the Bulldogs just invited Manly back into the game. Let them march up the field through a penalty. Poor marker defence, and Kane Quill. A fifth tackle penalty gave Manly the option of the opportunity for another set of six tackles. Monaghan kicking early in the tackle count, and Chris Hicks able to come up with the 4-pointer. The line turned it into 6.
Nick Cooper-Ritzis is on for the Bulldogs. All 17 dogs getting a run so far. Yet for Des Hasler, he has used a rotation of just 15. No action yet for Clint Halden. No action yet for Glenn Hall.
It was pretty rare. Clint Halden sat on the bench last week, did not get any game time. The previous week only got 8 minutes, so Des Hasler has been only using 16 players for the last couple of weeks.
The tackle there by Williamson. Finishes it off anyway on Patton here as Williams straight through the centre. Off to Tonga, who did well to hold on to the footy because he had Stephen Bell playing piggyback. Here's Trent Cutler. Tackle number 3. Willie Mason takes it forward and gets plenty of attention. Having a little chat with Jason King, also having a chat to Brent Kite as Willie. Cooper-Ritzis back to Cleal. His progress was halted almost immediately. He brushes off Ballon. Ball goes to Holdsworth, and this is a monster kick. It is fumbled at the back by Robertson. El Masri is there to apply the pressure. And watch out for the big shoulders from the Dogs. They will come out yet again. No Mark O'Mealy on the field. Sonny Bill Williams will be the last person you'd be running at. Watmo takes it forward. And some good meters. El Masri bends his back and drives with Darryl Miller. Glenn Hall, a former Bulldog himself, gets it up towards the 20-metre line.
They need a good run here.
Kite. What the Bulldogs are doing is dominating the ruck. They didn't this time. That is a great quick play the ball by Brent Kite. And a good kick downfield. Patton has a couple grabs Williams at it. Good chasing team too from the Seagulls. Jamie Lyon and Michael Robertson leading them down to get the fullback on the 20-metre line.
Just shows you how important the last run before a kick has to be.
Just to get that roll on.
They'd only travelled 10 metres in 4 tackles. Good run by Brent Kite. Good quick play the ball, and that allowed Michael Monaghan to get some sort of kick away.
Monaghan trying to rally his troops, trying to inspire. Good hand shown there by Cooperitz as the ball was behind him. And he had the right arm free, ready to offload there. Holdsworth on this last tackle after a gain of 51 metres gets it downfield. He was hit late. The referee says it wasn't late enough. We're going back to the 20.
Well, I don't think it was late either. He was hit by the marker. Daniel Holdsworth kicked it out of 5'8". It might have gone up a little bit high.
OK, Paul Simpkins has done the right thing here. He is a little unsure. He's blown time off. Our video ref is Phil Cooley. Is he having a whisper to our on-field referee now?
No doubt he is.
Travis Burns a nervous couple of minutes here.
All he can get pinged for,
That's what we're doing.
is the arm being too high.
There you can hear Paul Simpkins in communication with Phil Cooley. Is this high? Is this worth a penalty or not?
No.
Bulldogs fans say yes it is. Manly fans say no it isn't.
Okay. All right, I played on.
And if you're a Parramatta fan, it really doesn't matter either way.
It's not worth a penalty. And he's not going to do anything about it. Good.
Paul Simpkins is not safe to leave Telstra Stadium, but there's plenty of old footballers around Australia at the moment saying that's the way it should be played.
He was committed to the tackle. He was the marker. Daniel Holdsworth kicked it from dummy half.
Here's Brent Kite. Upended just short of halfway. Missed tackle count of the Bulldogs was horrendous early. They have turned that around with a very disciplined last half hour. 22 missed tackles, plays 18, line breaks, Bulldogs 3, Sea Eagles 2. As Monaghan goes to the air. Luke Patton, are you ready? Yes, he is. And Patton falls straight to ground. Good positional play and good awareness of where he was on the football field for Luke Patton.
A good kick by Monaghan too, making Luke Patton run to the ball. If you put the ball up high, you don't want to just put it right down the fullback's throat. Make him run to the ball. Perfect position, into the corner.
Here is Mason. He'll be in the national side to take on the Kiwis that will begin next weekend. An abbreviated round 6, if you like, just the 6 club games over the course of the 3 days. Holdsworth gets a bit of that one and gets the good bounce. Right back on his own goal line is Michael Robertson before fielding the ball. Skips it out to Chris Hicks. Good lateral play from the Dogs. Bell is on the inside. Hicks gets past one. Now to Bell. Amazingly, the Seagulls are back near halfway. There is plenty of footy left in this one. Rose carries forward and leaves it behind. So a turnover on the second tackle for the Seagulls just when they appeared to be gaining the ascendancy.
Yeah, great play off the back of a massive kick from Daniel Holdsworth.
Stepping. The fleet-footed Darryl Miller. Doesn't look right, Daniel. Sonny Bill. Awkward play the ball, and Sonny Bill's getting a rest here for the Dogs. Winning the tour. He's back on the football field. Good numbers for Sonny Bill. 16 hit-ups, 17 tackles. He's outranked in both aspects of the game by Andrew Ryan, the captain. Another top-shelf performance. Tackle one. Short ball. Tonga. Back to Roberts. Through. Looking for Cutler. Oh, everyone's missed it. Everyone missed it. What a golden opportunity that was for Trent Cutler. He was playing the man, not the footy.
Saw the Bulldogs score a very similar try last week. Paul Mellor couldn't bend down to pick the ball up. Cutler fell on it that time. Cutler couldn't get to it after Kusic missed it. Good offload there by Willie Tonga. Ben Roberts able to give himself a bit of space, put the kick in. Manly work it up to halfway.
Jason King coming from the field. Mark Bryant reintroduced in the football game. It's another one of the interchange players. Glenn Hall offloads. Moving it crossfield was Ballon. He got it onto Watmo. And what a strength that is for Des Hasler. Anthony Watmo and Glenn Stewart in the back row. Two genuine 80-minute footballers. It just allows that rotation of the big man so much more. Jamie Lyon, he is brought to the ground. They're inside the 30. From Monahan it goes to Burns. Wide and deep was Bell, who circles back around. Going nowhere. Ryan was there with McElwain. McElwain has added plenty to this Dogs side since coming on. Monahan ahead. Now Patton being pissed on the far side. And good play there by the wing three-quarter in Trent Cutler, getting on the far side of his fullback just to ensure that the number one wasn't driven into touch. Mark O'Mealy getting another dig. There's Rennie Matua. On his hands and knees and moving towards the 30-metre line. Dallas McElwain gets up closer towards the 40. Last tackle. A modest gain of 36 metres for the Dogs in this set. Daniel Holdsworth got that kick away, but he is struggling in back play. Still grabbing the right hip, or right pelvis if you like. Big shot from Tonga there. Chris Hicks bounces off. Oh, O'Mealy came up out of the line. He wanted a little bit of Mark Bryant. Monahan looked outside, went himself. Matua was there, so too Mason.
Come on, here it is.
Bulldogs really testing Paul Simpkins' interpretation of the 10 metres around the ruck. In particular, the Dogs are half a step at least in front of the referee. A spiral bomb. Big one for Patton, who spills it backwards. El Masri takes it in goal. And it is going to be a dropout for the Dogs. More pressure. 1 hour in, 20 to go as Matty Orford and company look on.
Good pressure by the Manly chase then. Very hard to take those floating bombs. Monahan put up a good one. As he takes it across the dead ball. Repeat set for the Manly side.
Corey Hughes now back on for Dallas McElwain. Just some fresh legs out there. That's what the Dogs need. Daniel Holdsworth doesn't want to take the kick.
Let's go, boys.
The Dogs really taking their time here. This is Holdsworth. You can see the pain on the face. Still not right with that.
Could be a hip flexor.
Yep. Here goes Georgie Rose. Good strong run over the top of Hughes. O'Mealy and Ryan were there to assist their number 9. Said earlier, Canterbury came into this game as red-hot favourite. We've already seen in round 5, favouritism means very little with the Gold Coast Titans giving it to the Brisbane Broncos. And the Eels, the Parramatta giving it to the Penrith Panthers. Centre field, 15 metres out, Monahan takes the ball in front of him. Has the defensive line on their heels, and Travis Burns almost snuck through. Last tackle. Monahan steps once, steps twice, gets it back to Clint Halden. Howden Grubble's ahead and has just too much on it. Was a little rush from the Eagles. Clint getting some game time tonight. Introduced early comparatively. So all 34 players have had something to do with this game tonight. Still 18 minutes remaining. O'Mealy in what is a 2-point game. 2 tries each. 2 goals to Hazem El Masri, 1 from 2 for Jamie Lyon. That stiff defence. It is Michael Monaghan. Rennie Matua awfully close to this near touchline. Hughes finds Mason. Tackle number 5, 39 metres gained, so Manly's defence still holding strong. Looking to keep the ball in hand, are they? No. Holdsworth plugs it in between Brett Stewart and Chris Hicks. It is the latter that brings the ball forward before being met by the number 7.
That Manly line was short, and it looked like the Bulldogs certainly had numbers. Daniel Holdsworth opting to kick the ball. But if he had a look to his left, Steve Bell, the widest of the Manly players. Chris Hicks, 20 metres back, waiting for that kick. The run option certainly there for the Dogs.
Unbeaten coming into this one, Manly. Character building win. Wasn't spectacular against the Warriors last start. They did enough for the 2 competition points. And Patton forced to go back into his own end goal. Looked for Cutler to wrap around and used him as a decoy to try and take some of the pressure off the ball runner. Tonga now finds Cutler, a second-generation footballer that was camped over on that left wing, and is the young man keeping Matt Utah in the Premier League at the moment. Mason brought down on the 30.
We highlighted the Manly defence before the game. Only 5 tries coming into this game conceded by that Manly defence.
Kukuritsa stands and delivers to El Masri, who skips out of 1, dummies across field, skips out of the second, gets it on to Mason. He gets it back to Hughes, not shutting down the football. That's what Manly's guilty of in that little passage.
And both sides have done a fantastic job to keep quiet some of the attacking players on display tonight. Bell.
Ryan almost broke through. A desperate George Rose tonight. Back to Holdsworth. That's come off the corner or the side of the boot. Bounce back. El Masri chips it over the top. Stephen Bell collects the football. Tackled by Andrew Ryan and Corey Hughes.
He's been kept quite, Bell, as has Jamie Lyon, as has the man at dummy half, Brett Stewart. The Dogs' defence has done a great job tonight reading the second man plays out the back. They're up and in defence. Their wingers have come in and shut down any opportunities that the inside men have.
Knock on.
Knock on rule there against the Eagles. Andrew Ryan, no surprise to see him responsible, and look at Mason. He's talking it up big time.
Well, he knows how important. There's 15 minutes left in the game. There's only 2 points in it. A mistake like that can be. Gives the Bulldogs a scrum on the 35-metre, around the 35-metre area, and really can build some pressure from here. See Glenn Stewart.
Yep, the knock-on had been ruled by that stage. Glenn Hall is off for Manly. Luke Williamson is back into action as Rennie Matua almost breaks free of the Anthony Watno tackle. We're under 15 minutes to go, just a 2-point game. Penalty to the Dogs, right in front. What to do? You look straight for Hazem El Masri, who's walking in from his wing. Andrew Ryan says, yes, we do.
Well, you take the 2 points, you give yourself a 4-point lead.
Yep.
And force Manly, if they do come up with a try, to kick the goal.
Reason for the penalty. Ben Roberts knew what was happening there, Greg.
Well, there was no markers.
Yep, and
the markers were standing. standing a metre either side of the play the ball.
NRL Sunday tomorrow on Fox Sports. We start at midday live from Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland, where the Warriors play host to the Cowboys. And then we head to the Central Coast of New South Wales for the South Sydney Rabbitohs and Newcastle Knights. That's NRL Sunday as Hazem El Masri knocks another over. And it is a 4-point game. The Bulldogs 14 lead the Sea Eagles 10.
There would have been some sort of temptation there from the Bulldogs to keep the pressure on after that Manly mistake. A scrum win, a penalty on the first tackle, but you saw the celebrations after the Manly mistake from that man, Willie Mason. He realised how important it would be. They could have built a win off the back of that mistake and really forced the Manly side to work it out of their end for the final 15 minutes.
No fear whatsoever, and plenty of commitment to their jersey shown by the Sea Eagles there. A raging Mark O'Mealy with a 20-metre run-up was met by 3 of them, and they were charging him. Here's Cooper Ritzis. Got a good right arm, as we see again, because he gets the ball back to Hazem El Masri.
He's been good, Cooper Ritzis.
He has, Greg. He's one of those guys that just seemingly has plenty of time, and he's making way for one of the game's best in Sonny Bill Williams. Tackle 4. Williams straight back into it. Here he goes. Fresh legs. And it's tackled by Williamson. Also there was Watmo. Last tackle to Holdsworth. Off the thighs, and the sins of Chris Hicks. He gets it on to Stewart. Brett Stewart, that is. Tackled in a dominant fashion by Rennie Mature, allowing the defensive line the chance to set itself effectively. Nearly. He comes up with another. This time on the winger, Michael Robertson. Willie Mason and Andrew Ryan looking to do a little bit of headhunting. They both miss out. So too did O'Mealy. So too did Mature. And here, on the back end of some Brent Kite handiwork, goes Brett Stewart. Burns. Nearly over the top. Ryan down low. And a little chip showing some variation. That is wonderful from Michael Monaghan, and the Sea Eagles are in. With 10.5 minutes remaining, we are locked at 14.
What a piece of play by the Manly halfback, Michael Monaghan. You don't see it very often in today's game. Looked like he was going to kick long and high. Little chip over the top. Tonga couldn't get back to cover it, and did a terrific job in drawing the fullback, Luke Patton. Just perfectly weighted. And Bell comes in as close to the post as possible.
There is Stevie Bell, just the second of his season, 78 in what has been a distinguished career. Elusive with the football in hand. And there's the man that provided that 4-pointer. Michael Monaghan has played a variety of positions over the course of the last 2 seasons for Des Hasler, and has been effective in each and every jersey that he has worn. What a big kick this is for Jamie Lyon. 18.5 metres back. 13 or 14 metres maybe in from touch on the least favoured side for a right foot kicker. No issues there. The Sea Eagles lead 16-14. They are going crazy in the outer.
How's that decision looking now? Hazem El Masri taking the 2 points when the Dogs were in good field position. Monaghan, fantastic work there to gather the ball in one-handed. Not an easy thing to do. Kick it, put a little one over the top and slide in between the defence, but he did it beautifully there. Not only has Monaghan provided the spark for the Manly Sea Eagles attack tonight, has been inspirational out in the left in defence.
the Seagulls remain unbeaten and on top of the NRL ladder after 5 completed rounds. They're in position 2 at the moment. Watmo was tackled 32 metres out from his own line. Here is Bryant edging up and over the 40-metre line. Good quick play, the ball. Here's Clint Howden the chance to scoot out, link up with the first receiver there. The number 14 moves back into the dummy half roll. Monahan plugs it downfield. Patton raises his hand, says to Hassan El-Masri, "I'll take this one." There's a gauge of the confidence and the mindset of the Seagulls. A good 3-man game tackle. Roberts feeds it to El-Masri. This Manly line is moving very quickly into the face of the Bulldogs. 17 is Ahmed. O'Neilly. Saw him earlier. Knock a few over with the big right shoulder. We've seen him play some footy before the line, so variation in Mark O'Neilly's game has been good tonight. All of a sudden, the kicks of the Bulldogs, they're finding the Seagulls on the full. It's one of the real standouts of Daniel Holsworth's game early in the second half, Greg, the fact he was finding neutral ground between the Manly back three.
Yeah, well positioned there, Brett Stewart, but well positioned down that side. Daniel Holdsworth didn't have the whole field to kick to.
Clock working against the Dogs. Jamie Lyon scoots out from dummy half and loses it. It is a double knock on. The Bulldogs will get the scrum feed. Ultimately, they will get possession. And a chance with the footy.
Well, 7 minutes to go. Lyon scoots out a dummy half. Good hit by Willie Tonga there on Jamie Lyon. He knows it. 2 points down the Bulldogs. It was going to take a Manly mistake to give them the opportunity to get themselves back into this game. How good can the Manly defence be?
Hang on. Ben with him. Ball.
That's against the feed.
Against the feed.
Stand up. You both collapse. Both collapse. Stand up.
This is live. It is as honest as professional sports get.
Well, I tell you what, if there wasn't a desperate push there by the Bulldogs pack, that would have been one against the feed. It was almost out. Watmo bending down to pick it up, and there was a surge from the Bulldog pack as O'Neilly takes it forward.
He holds on to it. Mark O'Neilly controls the footy after being taken to the ground in a 3-man Manly tackle. Ahmed is upended.
Manly short on the right-hand side.
They certainly are. The Bulldogs are wide. They are deep. Is that the way they opt to go? Hughes links up with a ball runner. It is Matua. Centre field is Rennie. 15 metres out. Tackle number 4. O'Neilly. Will he play some footy before the line this time? He can't because the arms are wrapped up. Last tackle for the Dogs. Good hand shown by Holdsworth. He weaves it through. Brett Stewart, right place, right time.
I'm surprised they opted for the kick then. Well read by Brett Stewart. It was a cross there. It was an awkward one. It wasn't an end-over-end bounce. It was a side bounce. When you get a ball like that, it can bounce anyway. He did a great job to pull the ball in.
Here is Glenn Stewart. 18 hit-ups, 24 tackles for the Bearded one tonight. He's got through a mountain of work. Michael Robinson almost gets through the tackle of Sonny Bill Williams, the last for the Eagles. Onto the boot of Monahan with just over 4 minutes remaining. Have the Dogs got it in them? Patton is tackled 70 metres out from the position on the field he wants to be. Millard doesn't offer a great challenge to the line. Playing across the field, Holdsworth to Tonga. Look to get on the outside of Burns and fellow Queenslander Steve Bell but couldn't. Cutler. Dummies once. Slowed his running. It's an easy target with Mason to be reintroduced as the final interchange with 3.5 left. Roberts, tackle number 4. Corey Hughes moves into dummy half. Last tackle, a good gain of 56 metres, but what to do now? Holdsworth. Travis Burns jumps on the ball. Desperation from the Sea Eagles. And they are 3 minutes and 10 seconds of remaining undefeated.
Well, they've got to be disappointed with their last couple of sets, the Bulldogs. Haven't had enough players in motion, haven't had enough players keen enough to get themselves in position. Manly have been short out in that right-hand side for the last couple of sets now.
Manly are winning this arm wrestle in the centre third of the field. The position in which the game has been played most certainly favours the visitors here tonight. Kite. Dragged to the ground. It was a good tackle by Millard. Last tackle. Monahan chips it over. Good bounce for the Eagles. Patton is under increasing pressure. Used the posts very well as a shepherd. Here is Cutler. The Bulldogs fans praying for a penalty. And with 2:15 remaining, you get the feeling they may need it because there is a long way between them and the try line. 71 metres to go. Chris Armott's not going to make it there on his own, but he gets out to the 40. Holdsworth. Inside the 40, Daniel Holdsworth does not get the bounce he required. A low percentage play from the Dogs there. He was in the centre of the field. Had a lot of grass around him.
Well, the Manly defence has been fantastic. Even when they have been short, they've had plenty of numbers cover whatever deficiencies were there. Daniel Holdsworth realised that they weren't going to march up the field on the back of any go forward or ball movement. Went for the 40-20.
Here is Kite, tackled on the 30. Tackle number 4. You Bulldogs fans, you're almost going to have a complete set of 6 at the opposition in a bold attempt to steal a victory.
Where's Monahan going to make them start from?
Up and over the top. Patton will take this on the full. 80 metres to go for you Doggy fans. Under a minute remains. Cutler moves into dummy half. King and also Ballin are there. They look tired. They are bunched, the Bulldogs. Mason needs someone with him. He pops his head through the line. 30 seconds left. A last chance. Rennie Matua gets up to play the ball. Tackle number 4. One out stuff from Patton. Last tackle. Last chance for the Bulldogs. Roberts. Little chip over the top. The Sea Eagles regather. And the Sea Eagles are going to win this one. It has been a thriller at Telstra Stadium. The siren sounds.
Surrender.
Play stops.
Hell now, hell.
A 2-point ball game. Manly Warringah undefeated after 5 rounds. They are victorious 16 points to 14.